Chandler Biggs was our second guest on the IntentionALL podcast. We were super honored to have him on the podcast. It was a great honor to bring him in, interview him, ask him questions, and just hear about his journey. He is a real estate entrepreneur, and it was wonderful to hear what life was like before as he transitioned into real estate, starting up that business, and where he's at today. So we really enjoyed having him on. He's a Christian man. He's a husband and father, so it was super fun to hear about all the other aspects of his life as well. So today I'm going to share the key takeaways from that interview that I got from him, what I enjoyed hearing him share, some great reminders in there. So number one was the concept of stewardship. That was something he framed very early on in the interview, of viewing everything not as an owner but as a steward, because ultimately we get to enjoy all these things that we have. We get to own things, yes, but ultimately we are going to give an account to God on how we stewarded all those things. So it's a beautiful perspective. It's a lens that we must constantly be looking at, holding ourselves to the highest degree of integrity and viewing every single aspect of our life of something that we are a steward over and that we will give an account for. So I thought that was beautifully framed. And one of the things that he shared personally that really hit home and I thought was helpful was the reality that to be cautious of taking glory for ourselves. When we experience a success, someone says, hey, good job on this thing, to go ahead and turn that glory to where it belongs, and that is God, because no one can receive one good thing unless it's from God. So holding everything with an open hand and taking the praise that we get and giving it where it's actually due, and that's to God, who allows and ordains all things. So we should give him the glory that he deserves. And the next one is the concept of community. That was a big thing that we asked him about. He's a part of a high-level mastermind group, high-performing guys that are checking in. They have a structure. So we were digging into deeper what that looks like. How do they run their meetings? What things do they track? What makes it worth it for him? And yeah, there's a lot of great things that a mastermind can offer. There's structure, there's content, there's templates, all these good things that might be essential. But what he said was super helpful to us. And he said the most important part of it for me was the community. It was just the relationships with the other guys that we were doing business and life together. And when we had a problem, we could bring it up to the other guys in the group. Hey guys, I'm facing this with an employee, or this project's gone sideways, or I'm running short on this payment process, or whatever it might be, all these things. You can bring it to a group of guys who are in the same space, they're problem solvers, and they might throw out ideas or say, hey, I know 3 people you can connect with, here's their contacts. So just that benefit of having the community to bring encouragement, because in entrepreneurship, you're going to run into hurdles, you're going to run into hardships. There's going to be many times where you're like, I should not be doing this right now. This makes no sense. And going to a group of guys that will remind you of, hey, remember the long-term vision, remember your plan. Okay, things don't look great right now in the moment, but remember why you were doing these things. What's that long-term vision? And then they'll give you practical help, advice, contacts, all those things. But he said the most important piece was the relationship aspect of the community. And I thought that was so helpful, because it's an intangible thing that people look at. They say, if I put in X amount of dollars, X amount of time into this group, what's the exact thing I'm going to get? And you might get the results, but it's probably in part because of the community that you have around you, the guys encouraging you, challenging you. Hey, if you're comfortable and you're not trying as hard, hey dude, pick it up. Why aren't you trying as hard? I saw you trying last year, 8 months ago. You were trying really hard at this thing. You achieved that level, but now you're just coasting. Some things are falling by the wayside. Pick it up. And they're willing to challenge you and draw you to that next level and continually challenge you. And that's the important part of community. And there's an intangible part, but it will exponentially help you in your growth and journey as an entrepreneur. So those are some insights that we got from Chandler. It was super helpful and very encouraging. The last piece on this, it was still tied to the mastermind, but this goes for any product you buy, any mastermind you join, things you're paying money for. There's a level of personal accountability and responsibility you have to have. Nobody's coming to save you. Nothing's going to work out perfectly. You have to come with a level of personal accountability, personal responsibility. And yeah, maybe this is going to offer you certain things, but you are going to have to implement. or you are going to have to go have this conversation. You are going to need to do this, or you're going to need to do that. All of these things are dependent upon you. So you can pay money, you can join a mastermind, you can go to an event, but yet you still have to work and solve the problems as they continually come up, because they're never going to end. And you have to take personal responsibility, because as soon as you give up on it, it's over. No one else is going to come force you to do it. They might encourage you, but no one can make you do it. So that's the reality. And that was the beautiful thing that he just ended on as we talked about mastermind groups, is that you have to go in with personal responsibility. Joining a group isn't going to fix every single aspect of your life. You still have to put in the work, but being a part of a network will make it all the more enjoyable on the journey, and also give you that level of accountability that you need. Those are my takeaways from the interview with Chandler. I'm sure we'll have him on again. Stay tuned for the next episode on the IntentionALL podcast.